Well, here we are after so much drama in Abu Dhabi to try and make a sense of the 20 overs, 19 to be accurate, that Bangalore played out after winning the toss, deciding to bat first, and for the third time against this opposition in the tournament's history, being dismissed under 100 in a 20-over game. Let's just remind you of their effort. A little miscalculation from Owen Morgan didn't matter at the end because they didn't bat the 20th over. 19 overs, 92 all out. A top score of 22 from Devdutt Padikkal. Andre Russell, the surprise package there, 3 for 9 in 3 overs. But it was that little spell from Varun Chakravarti that really put the mockers on in the middle phase of the innings. A decent power play, and then it all went wrong from the 7th over onwards. Here we are on Cricbuzz Live, brought to you in association with our fantasy partner, My 11 Circle, to try and make some sense of those 19 overs. Harsha, the last time around, these two met in Abu Dhabi 2020. It was Kolkata who were 84 for 8 at the receiving end of a magical Siraj spell.
What do they say in Bengali for returned with compliments? What do they say? Thank you very much. Here's our return gift. What do they say in Bengali, Gautam? I'm putting you on the spot a little bit.
Well, Dhonnobad would be good enough.
Dhonnobad. Okay, so they're saying Dhonnobad, but this is Dhonnobad 1, Dhonnobad 2, Dhonnobad 3, because 3 times KKR have knocked over Bangalore under 100 so far.
Well, it actually reminds me, since you're asking Bengali, it's a little like that character from Kahani, Bob Biswas, who came in there and very sweetly would say, Namaskar, Ami Bob Biswas, and then shoot you. He was a serial killer. So here it was. They're coming there saying a very sweet namaste from Varun Chakravarti, if he's a Bengali, which he's not, and then bang.
Actually, there you go. With a name like Chakravarti, he should be Bangla, but he's not, because I think in the south also you have. I know in Andhras they have Chakravarti, but that's beside the point. The thing is that Morgan could go to 5 bowlers today, each of whom was capable of giving him 4 full overs, and there wasn't a difficult over that he had to. That he had to manage from somewhere else, even though he would have to find it in the 20th, as it turns out. But this was an outstanding performance from Kolkata. I just wonder about the surface, Simon. Was it as difficult as that? I mean, was the ball just gripping? On the pitch report, they said slightly spongy, but surely it wasn't like that.
A little bit tacky, perhaps, early season. Again, we talk about that, a little bit of grass on it, maybe just slightly damp underneath, but it's not a 92 all-out pitch. It's a, you set your sights and maybe think around about that 140 mark, 150, you're in the game, as Chennai did last night. But we're looking at that, what did we say, 6 over, 41 for 2. That's an okay power play. It's an okay power play for a score of 145, 150. But then you just lose wickets, and you lose them in pretty ordinary fashion for a couple of them, to be honest with you, with Maxwell, Sachin Baby, AB de Villiers. You get every now and then you get a cracking Yorker. It's going to happen. You can't sort of blame him too much for that. It was a good fast Yorker from Andre Russell. Just some ordinary shots in and around it, I think, was the key. It's not a 92 all out. I mean, and you'd like to think, look, I know it's a funny game. I know we see it time and time again, but you'd like to think KKR would cruise to that sort of score. We've seen silly stuff happen, though, haven't we, at times?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, Gautam, that all the teams playing the T20 World Cup are suddenly saying, can I see footage of this fellow? Because of Varun Chakravarti saying which ball goes where. He's got a quickish arm action. What I liked more than anything else, I know there's a bit of a celebration after, but he gets Maxwell out, and I think he comes straight from the Sunil Narayan school of celebrations. There's nothing there. I mean, yeah. Who was that?
Yeah, look,
I think, Yeah, go on, Simon.
He's I think he's a terrific. He had an instant rise, then he got a lot of money early on, didn't quite get it right, had injuries, been in and out of teams over the last few years, but he's having a good run of it now. So he's had a really good extended run of continuous cricket. He's so clever. He's so clever, and what more from a bowler like Chakravarti? If you couldn't have a guy like Narayan, or if you could have, a guy like Narayan in your corner to talk to about the variations, about the little carom balls, the way you set a batsman up, the lines you bowl in T20 cricket compared to maybe in a slightly longer version of the game. there's no better person. There's no better person for him to be talking to, learning from. And I just think he looks to me, and we're speaking very early, but he looks to me like a bowler who is just getting better and better.
And we have to assume, Harsha,
you've got go
we
on.
have to assume that if Varun Chakravarti talks to Sunil Narine, he'll get a reply.
Yeah, I mean, what language does Sunil Narine speak? You were mentioning, I heard it as well. At one point, DK is talking to Sunil Narine in Tamil because he talks to Varun Chakravarti in Tamil. He suddenly thought, okay, maybe I can get it done there. But Simon, here's something interesting with Varun Chakravarti. He was on the flight to Australia. It was meant to be. And then because of an injury he suffered towards the tail end of this tournament, of the last IPL, he couldn't go there. And then they sent him to the NCA. But his body, you see, has never gone through a proper athlete's upbringing because he hasn't had that kind of entry in. And so when he went to the IPL, at the NCA, they found his body couldn't take it. He was getting some other injury. They're trying to sort that. He's getting some other injury. I think they finally said, no, just leave him. He's not going to be an athlete. He's not going to be a yo-yo test man. He's not going to be a sprinter. He's not going to be a javelin thrower. Just let him bowl. So
yeah, and there is bowling fitness. I mean, you still have to. I still believe you have to have some level of fitness to play international cricket, and so you can't just give them a free rein and say, well, look, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. Let's not worry about it. You can't do a Rakeem Cornwall with this guy at the international level. He has to have a level of fitness. So he has to pass certain tests and be okay to get through games, because otherwise you can't rely on him. And you don't want that guy that will bowl you, really well in 2 games and then he's out for 3. Bowl well in 2 games, out for 2. You can't afford to have that sort of player, but you can manage that fitness. And each player is going to be different. Not everyone's going to be a Kohli, a KL, a live, lean, slim, fit guy. That's not going to happen with everyone. But he still has to have a level of fitness to get through a season, to get through a tournament. So they need to figure that out and manage that, because previously it just hasn't happened. So, they seem to be doing the right things with him at the moment.
A quick one to cap off this spin discussion, because the whole talk of the matchups and the venues, this is the least spinning venue of the 3 in the desert. And yet, when we talk about Varun Chakravarti against Delhi in 2020, 5-wicket haul is what he picked up. Have a look at this. In Abu Dhabi, it's clearly towards pace, but so it's obviously not necessarily about the turn, but it's about the quality of the bowling and who they are bowling to, Harsha.
Yeah, and neither Sunil Narine nor Chakravarti is one of those classical spin bowlers, right? You get Bishan Bedi to look at them and he'll turn it, he'll change the channel. Just in a manner of speaking, they're not classical spin bowlers, but those numbers weren't vastly skewed. So maybe there's a bit of a story there. But I wonder if the nature of the surface today actually played into the hands of these 2 spinners, and that maybe it was just the right surface for them to bowl on.
So should we say then, Simon Doull, that Yuzvendra Chahal and Vanindu Hasaranga are queuing up in the dressing room right now to try and salvage something?
Well, there will be. The problem now is that they have to go searching a little bit. And what happened with Kolkata, they didn't have to search. It was once it was handed to them, they bowled really well and bowled nicely. But now you have to search for wickets. If you don't take wickets early, this game is over and done with in 12, 13, 14 overs. So it's a very, very different scenario in the second innings of a game than it is in the first, when you actually have that pressure of having to take wickets, having to search, having to find that miracle delivery. So it becomes a very different mindset from just trying to restrict and the opposition actually at times giving their wicket away.
Final thought, gentlemen. It'll come as a 2-part question. What will Kolkata's, or what should Kolkata's approach be? And at the end of the answer, give us your power play predicted score, since we were so far away from our first innings prediction. Harsha.
Kolkata playing the extra batsman. You see the Venkatesh Iyer playing the extra batsman. Didn't need to bowl. So now they're batting a little deeper because Russell's giving them 4 overs. So that's playing to their advantage. I know spin has done well. Just a quick one. I know we're a little short on time, but the ball that changed it was a Yorker that hit the base of AB de Villiers' stumps. So if you bowl fast straight, there's still an opportunity. I don't think there'll be any instructions for the Kolkata batsmen when they're going out to bat, because just bat, and we're batting deep. We'll get the 90. My power play is 13-9.
It's a new half season. It's a new Kolkata, and it's a new mentality. And they will be 58 after the power play.
Oh, that is very brave, Simon Doull. I was going to lowball Harsha on that one. I'm not going to even look for offense, Harsha. I'm going to go below you and say they're going to be very conservative, just want to get the job done. 31 is all I'm saying. 31. A very quiet power play. I could be horribly wrong, which is absolutely fine. But
if they get 58, I'm going to come on, and before you can say welcome to Cricbuzz, I'm just going to go.
If they get 58, I won't have to do the 10 over split. The game will be over.
That was his vested interest.
To my madness, Harsh.
We love it. We love it. Well, it's been a shortened effort from Bangalore, but they did play 19 of the 20 overs. It's truncated run chase in a sense. How quickly will Kolkata get it? Will they get it? Should we make assumptions? We will come back and see what the progress is in the 10th over. If at all, we need to come back, because if they're too close to the target, we might just be doing one show. That's all we have for this mid-innings show. We shall see you soon on Cricbuzz Live, brought to you in association with our fantasy partner, My 11 Circle.